LitaKinos, it is Lita. I hope you're all amazing, and if you're not, I hope my video puts a smile on your beautiful faces and makes you laugh. I'm finally back with a brand new video, because you know, I've just not had the time to sit down and actually record something. As we all know, it is a certain event this weekend. Yes, my pretties, it is Halloween, and I promised you guys I would bring you a top 10 list, my top 10 list of animes that you should watch during the weekend of Halloween. This top 10 list is a recommendation list. They're in no particular order, they're not ranked in order, and these are all animes that I have actually seen, because I have not seen a lot of the genres of supernatural horror. There's quite a lot of animes I've not seen, so some people may see on my list that I've not mentioned certain animes like Higurashi, for example. I just have not seen it. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't love to put it on my list. So without further ado, here is my top 10 anime that I think you guys should watch during the weekend of Halloween. We're gonna start at number 1, and my first choice is an anime that I believe loads of people have seen, and I believe it is a must to watch on Halloween, and it has one of the greatest vampire characters of all time. It is Helsing, or there is Helsing Ultimate. The anime is home to one of the greatest vampire characters of all time, which is Mr. Alucard. Oh my god, I just gotta think about him, and then ooh, he's so great. Also about a new breed of vampires are about to arise, and Alucard is re-resurrected to carry out the duty for England to get rid of these new vampires. He ends up turning a police girl known as Sarah into a vampire as well. I would totally recommend watching the Helsing Ultimate. It is very not different from the original Helsing. It's got so much better animation than the original Helsing, and the animation, I must say, in this is absolutely divine. Seriously, it is divine. Feel I got when I first watched this show. Obviously it's creepy and there's plenty of gore, and oh my god, I just love this show like everybody else to complete bits, and you'll just fall in love with Alucard and Sarah because they are so badass, like everybody else loves them as well. I really enjoyed Helsing the first time I saw it. I've seen it ever since then about 3 or 4 times, and I still thoroughly enjoy it. The show pretty much just screams to be watched. It does. You just look at the cover you do of it and Alucard's character and everything, and oh my god, he definitely creeps you out, and I definitely wouldn't want to get on his bedside. No. If you need your mixture of vampire, blood and gore, Helsing is definitely your calling. The second anime that I'm gonna recommend you guys watch on Halloween, if we all need some ghost fix, and this anime is one of my favorites of all time to watch. Yes, it is Ghost Hunt. Ghost Hunt follows the story of Mai, and through some accidental events, she somehow ends up breaking an expensive camera, and in return to pay off the camera, she ends up joining the Shibuya Psychic Research as Naru's assistant. So the anime really is basically about all these cases being solved, and along with Mai and Naru, there is a shrine maiden, there is a monk, there is a priest, and then, or exorcist, I guess we'll call it, and a iconic medium. This anime has had, I've noticed, a fair bit of bashing, saying it's not one of the greatest animes of all time, it's not a 10 out of 10 anime. I agree, it is not a 10 out of 10. I feel that this show will not fail to at least give you a few, like, jump scares. I would say the first half of the series is okay, but I would say the second half of the series is a lot better. But because there's these different arcs and different cases going on, that's why this anime can keep you so intrigued. And believe me, the cases get creepier as the anime goes on. I feel the character cast in this show is really good, and this show doesn't fail to give you definitely the creeps, and the music in the background is so fitting for some scenes that are just building and building up. The anime is not all seriousness as well. There's a bit of comedy shoved in there as well. It is indeed, as I said, one of my favourite animes of all time. I enjoy it more and more every time I rewatch it. And I know I'm going to rewatch it this weekend for Halloween, most definitely. So if you're looking for a show with ghosts, supernatural things going on, I definitely recommend giving Ghost Hunt a crack. Coming in at number 3, we are revisiting another vampire series, but it is another vampire that sticks to the classic vampire that we all know and love from fiction and history. And it is one I've mentioned previously in a couple of other videos. Yes, it is the anime Shaky. Shaky is about an isolated village known as Sotoba, and in the summer of 1990, a series of mysterious deaths kept occurring. People just kept dying after one after the other, and Mr. Osaki of the Osaki Clinic is baffled at what is causing these deaths. Could it be an epidemic? But people have these bite marks on their necks. Could it be vampires? Pretty much would beat myself up if I didn't include Shaky in my list. Shaky is a roller coaster of death, and God, definitely this anime will creep the hell out of you. I really can't enforce that enough. The studio behind it, I think it's by Studio White Fox, and they're known for their very interesting art style, and I just love the art style and animation in this series. It really just amplifies the whole creepy vibe that's going on in this anime. What I so love about this anime, there is different turns and twists at every corner that I didn't really expect. At some points it will be a bit slow paced, the plot, but it's really not that much. But if you can bear with it, then this anime is definitely worth the watch. It's 22 episodes long. Again, like Helsing, it sticks to the classic vampire genre that we all know and love, which is great to see because there's not that many animes that stick to the classic vampire. I can't recommend enough to watch Shaky on Halloween, seriously. If you need a vampire fix, you need a good vampire show, Shaky is definitely your calling. Just go watch it. Coming in at number 4, we're turning to the psychological genre now. Now, you could easily say, I would say The Future Diary, as we all know LitaKino is psycho, but I picked a different psychological anime that I believed is so overlooked, and I think it is a really good show to watch during Halloween. And I did watch this show during Halloween, this was a few years back. It is the anime Ergo Proxy. Ergo Proxy is about a city called Doom City, where humans and these robots called Autoreivs coexist, and somehow these Autoreiv robots go on a complete rampage. They go crazy, and a series of murders start occurring, and that's where Inspector Ray comes in, investigates these series of murders, and she is the daughter of the boss of the city, I guess we can call it, and she comes across a creature known as a proxy, who is a most likely suspect that has caused these series of murders. I haven't seen this show in a really long time. It's quite an old anime. I believe it was made in 2006, and I really loved this anime for its psychological side of things, because there is a lot of psychological things that go on, and that is what led to me including it in my list. It may confuse you at times. Even now I still get confused a little bit with the plot. It's a show that's going to keep you guessing kind of all the way through, but the show just goes from one particular scene, then it completely leaps to a different place. This show goes from place to place, it does, within the city known as the Doom City. And it is basically about Ray trying to investigate why there is a series of murders, and these Autoreiv robots have been infected with a virus known as the Cognotic virus, I think it is. The show mainly focuses on two characters, which is Ray, the investigator, and this immigrant outlaw known as Vincent. Now, Vincent is a complete mystery. He is this dude. He's probably going to get on your nerves half the time in the anime, because he's where most of the psychological side of things come into it, because this man is a poor man with nowhere to go, pretty much. Ergo Proxy is such an interesting but yet strange, confusing show, and I feel it's a series that is again overlooked a lot. So if you're wanting some different psychological kind of show to watch, I totally recommend going to check out Ergo Proxy. Coming in at number 5 now, some of us may not want to watch something scary on Halloween, some of us may want something kind of bit uplifting, but it's still sticking to the genre, the spooky genre. This series I absolutely adore. I feel it's a great watch for people who don't want all the gore and blah blah blah. It is the anime Karen Chibi Vampire, or known as Chibi Vampire. Chibi Vampire is about a girl named Karen, and she is known as a unvampire, where she doesn't suck blood. Well, she does suck blood, but she ends up having these massive nosebleeds, so that's why she's known as a unvampire. And she ends up meeting this sweet boy named Usui, and somehow he ends up causing these massive nosebleeds. It's a really adorable, sweet, funny show, this series is. It's 26 episodes long, and oh my god, 26 episodes of cuteness. Love Karen. I love Karen's character so much. She's so adorable, she is. She may be a bit dense at times, but she's so adorable. But the boy in this series, Usui, I can't stand his eyes in this. When I was watching this series, they just look so out of place and really weird. I think Karen's vampire family is hilarious. They are just so funny. They are, especially Karen's dad, over worrying about her all the time. All round, this show is a adorable little cute vampire series to watch, and it gives you the fix of romance. So if you're looking for that sort of thing, I definitely recommend giving Chibi Vampire or Karen Chibi Vampire a go. I wanted to include in my list something along the lines of Demon. So coming in at number 6 is a series, again, that is supernatural and has a mixture of demon in. And I'm quite surprised that this anime's not really been mentioned for Halloween. I have picked the anime Claymore. Claymore is about these beings known as Yoma, which can take on the appearance of a human and blend in well. They basically eat humans, they do. And there is a society that bred these certain warriors known as Claymores. They are half Yoma, half human, and they have the ability to awaken powers within themselves that make them turn into these half-human, half-Yoma creatures. And these warriors are used to fight off the Yoma. Among these warriors is a girl named Claire. She ends up bringing along a young boy who has lost his entire family, and it basically revolves around them going on this long journey. Claymore is one of my favorite supernatural series of all time. I feel again it's a series that is really underrated. I really love the main character, which is Claire. Some people may find her as dull as a piece of wood, but she is amazing. Kind of reminds me of Misaka from the anime Attack on Titan, along the lines of that cold attitude going on. This anime can definitely give you the fix of demons and a bit of blood and gore, because at certain times this anime is not actually all that pretty. It's not. The animation to Claymore is so beautiful, I think. It just definitely gives off that supernatural feeling to you. It does. Just, it's so kind of musky gleaming animation. I don't think that even makes sense. Musky gleaming. There's just a lot of different tones of color going on. Mostly it's a lot of grey and white colors together, but there's just this extra shine that goes off, that's just polished off the animation. Claymore does have a lot of twists and turns that do occur in the anime. It is 26 episodes long, but this anime never left me bored. I love it so much. As a supernatural series, it's one of my favorites, so definitely give Claymore a shot. It's definitely worth it. Coming in at number 7 is a horror thriller. Of course we need that real horrorness. It is the anime Another. Another is about a 15-year-old boy named Kochi, who starts a new academy, and he realizes there's something quite wrong in his classroom. Everyone is steering the hell away from this certain girl named Misaka, who wears an eye patch on her face. She just screams mysteriousness, she does. And then after a certain tragic events, they realize that there is this classroom curse going on. This anime is one of the best horror thrillers I have ever watched. There are loads of people that can say that because I've seen this anime in loads of other people's anime list to watch on Halloween. It is very much like Shaky in terms of there is loads of twists and turns that occur that you have no idea what's going on, and it is a real tragic anime, definitely. There is definitely death at every corner, I can guarantee that. This anime kept me interesting from beginning to end. Of course, I love the main character Misaka. She screams mysteriousness, and you are definitely going to find out more about her. It definitely surprised me, this anime. Definitely. When you finally understand what the hell is going on, but you definitely need to see this horror thriller, Another. Now, I have another series for those out there who don't particularly want a lot of gore and blood. This series is a supernatural romance, and it's got ghosts. It is Dusk's Maiden of Amnesia. Dusk Maiden of Amnesia follows the story of a girl who is a ghost known as Yuko. She's been a ghost for at least more than 60 years, and this girl screams mysteriousness. A boy named Techi is the only one that can see her, and she likes to follow him around and his other friends that have this little paranormal club, and they go off solving these kind of little different incidents that occur. I wasn't expecting much from Dusk Maiden of Amnesia when I first picked up this series. It didn't look like there was much to this anime in terms of the plot and that, but this series definitely surprised me, and it's one of my favourite series of all time. It has the romance factor in there between our main character and obviously the girl Yuko. What really draws you to this series is the mystery behind Yuko, why she can't cross over, what actually happened to her. Because there is a certain point in this anime where it does get quite dark and tragic. We get to find out what actually happened to her. It is so beautiful in terms of all soundtrack, animation, story. It has it all for your supernaturalness. And obviously the squidged bit of romance in there. Looking for some romance and supernaturalness, you definitely must check out Miss Dusk's Maiden of Amnesia. Coming in at number 9, wouldn't it be terrible if I didn't include something along the lines of zombie? And no, it's not High School of the Dead. I like High School of the Dead, I don't mind the ecchi, but I'm sorry, it didn't make it on my list. The zombie series I have included in this list is actually Sankara. I probably didn't pronounce the title right, or it's known as Undying Love. The story follows a boy, whose name I can't pronounce. He loves anything to do with zombies, movies, anything, and all he dreams of is being able to date a real-life zombie girl. So he tries to resurrect his cat that ends up dying, but that, he thinks, doesn't work out. But in a tragic series of events, a young girl named Ray ends up dying, and somehow he ends up resurrecting her, and lo and behold, she is a zombie. This series for me was just a cute watch. It doesn't stay too much on the seriousness of zombie, but just the main character, the boy in this series who just loves anything zombies. I just think he's so funny. And I just love his ears because they're like Neko ears. They are. They're so cute. His hair is in like the shape of ears. It's really cute. I like the direction the show was taken on in terms of how the boy tried to keep the zombie girl alive pretty much. The show for me was just an adorable watch all round with a little bit of zombie thrown in there and the direction what the show went in. So definitely, if you want a different kind of zombie show to watch, with a little bit of cuteness in there, definitely check out Undying Love. And the last anime I recommend you guys watch on Halloween. It is a very well known one, but it is very hard for me not to include on this list. It is the anime Soul Eater. Soul Eater is about these students known as Weapon Meisters, and they attend the school in Death City known as Shinigami Technical School. One of the main pair characters in this series is Maka and Soul, and their goal is to collect 99 souls and 1 witch's soul, and then create this weapon known as a death scythe. Soul Eater has a lot of stuff that goes on in this series, but it is a must to watch on Halloween. Love the animation style to this show. It is so interesting. It is so unique and kind of out there, very bold. The show won't fail to give you a laugh, definitely, with all the variety of characters that are in this series. So if you want a show that's got everything that screams kind of different creatures, your demons, your witches, etc., etc., but it's got comedy, I definitely recommend checking out the fun comedic show Soul Eater. That is it, everybody. That is all the top 10 animes that I recommend you guys watch on Halloween. I should mention at least 3 honorable mentions as well. These 3 honorable mentions are ones that are very well known and very obvious. The first one is Death Note, obviously about a guy who writes names in a book and people die. The second honorable mention is Elven Lied. It's got all your blood and gore. I want to relive some of my childhood this weekend, so Scooby-Doo gets my honorable third mention. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the animes that I recommended. Just comment below of any of the following animes I mentioned. Do you like them? Are you going to be watching them on Halloween? Is there any other shows that I should be watching on Halloween? Please comment below. I will definitely reply to you. I always love replying to you guys' comments. I just hope you all have a fantastic Halloween this weekend. And as always, my pretties, don't forget to subscribe for more craziness and become a part of the Kino family. If you want to keep up with my anime antics, you can follow me on my blog at LitaKino Anime Reviews. And you can follow me on Twitter at Kino Reviews. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.